Imagine that one day someone realizes the world needs a vehicle capable of doing everything, transporting heavy loads, conquering the toughest terrain, and being useful both in the countryside and on city streets. This idea gave birth to the Mercedes Unimog, a truck that would forever change what we know as versatility on wheels. From its humble beginnings in 1945, with the vision of a multifunctional vehicle for agriculture, the Unimog evolved into a true icon of engineering. A Swiss Army knife on wheels that has managed to adapt to the most complex challenges over the years. The origin of the Unimog, the dream of Albert Friedrich. In the mid-20th century, German agriculture needed a revolution that would allow it to overcome the obstacles of the terrain and optimize work in the fields. One man was ahead of his time, Albert Friedrich, an engineer at Daimler-Benz. His vision was to create a multifunctional vehicle that would not only serve agricultural tasks, but could also overcome difficult terrain, from rivers to rocky slopes. Friedrich's dream was to create a tractor truck capable of moving across all kinds of terrain, with the ability to reach up to 50 kilometers per hour. That's how the Unimog was born. A 4x4 truck that would mark the beginning of a new era for off-road vehicles. The first prototype, the Great Reception. In 1948, Albert Friedrich presented his prototype at the Frankfurt Trade Fair. The Unimog was met with a flood of praise for its innovative design, outstanding performance, and its ability to adapt to different situations. This immediate success was the starting point for its mass production. At first, manufacturing was handled by Boehringer, a company specialized in tools and iron casting, which later adopted the name BDF Boehringer. The German agricultural industry saw the Unimog as an indispensable tool, ideal for tough terrain and a variety of work applications. Regulatory challenges and the resilience of the Unimog. The history of the Unimog was not without its obstacles. After World War II, the Allied forces imposed restrictions on Germany that prohibited the manufacture of military vehicles. Despite this obstacle, the Unimog continued on its path, but under one important condition. Its use had to be limited to agriculture and public services. This allowed for the production of 600 units of the Unimog 7200 model, of which more than 120 are still operational. Today, some of them are still fully functional. The expansion and popularity of the Unimog. The enthusiastic reception from German farmers exceeded expectations. Demand for the Unimog was so high that Boehringer couldn't keep up on its own. In 1951, Daimler-Benz acquired the manufacturing rights to the Unimog, which allowed production to expand. In the first year under Daimler's management, more than 1,000 units were sold, and in the second year, the figure reached around 3,800 units. This sales success marked a milestone for the Unimog and cemented its place in the industry. The Unimog, from agriculture to the industrial sector. With the acquisition by Daimler-Benz, the Unimog began to diversify and expand its uses. In addition to remaining a key ally in agricultural work, it began to find applications in industrial sectors such as forestry and public services. Its versatility made it an ideal vehicle for different types of jobs, such as cargo transport, snow removal during the harshest winters, and even in fire departments. The Unimog, with its ability to adapt to a variety of tools and accessories, became a key component for multiple industries, evolution and new models. Unimog, 1955, and beyond. As the years passed, the Unimog continued to evolve. In 1955, Daimler-Benz introduced the U44 model, a vehicle larger than the traditional agricultural tractor. With its new size, the Unimog came to be classified as a small truck, but without losing the essence of its simple and robust design. This model turned out to be so successful that several countries began to consider the Unimog for government fleets and, of course, for emergency services. Additionally, some countries started to see the Unimog as a viable option for military use. Given its reliability and ability to operate on difficult terrain, the Unimog and its international success. As the Unimog adapted to new roles, its success crossed the borders of Germany. Argentina was one of the first countries to adopt the Unimog for military use, and soon other countries, such as Denmark, Spain, the Netherlands, and Mexico, began to integrate this vehicle into their fleets. Thanks to its ability to transport up to 12 people and carry materials, the Unimog became an essential tool for armies, allowing for the effective and reliable transport of troops and supplies. Unimog, a vehicle for special purposes. The Unimog not only stood out for its ability to adapt to different industries, but also became a platform for the creation of specialized vehicles. Each of the 12 generations of Unimog, launched since its creation in 1945, has incorporated technological innovations that further enhance its performance and versatility. Whether as construction equipment, an emergency vehicle, or a platform for operating cranes, the Unimog has proven to be more than just a simple truck. It is a vehicle designed to meet very specific needs, always with the reliability that has made it famous. Unimog versus Homer, the challenge of the terrain. The Unimog is a true giant among off-road vehicles, but its nature can't be compared to that of other iconic vehicles, like the Homer. While the Homer is, without a doubt, the king of the dunes and deserts, the Unimog stands out for its ability to conquer a much wider variety of terrains, including dense forests and mountain roads. This vehicle has been designed to tackle complex obstacles, like rushing rivers or steep slopes, all thanks to its impressive height and four-wheel drive. Although, like any rugged vehicle, it has its limitations, especially when it comes to side inclines, the Unimog. Thank you. It still stands out for its ability to adapt to almost any environment, versatility and evolution. From tractor to multifunctional vehicle. One of the Unimog's greatest strengths is its versatility. Its modular chassis, especially in models like the U46, has allowed this vehicle to be modified to perform tasks as varied as vehicle recovery or rescue in extreme situations. A brilliant example of this evolution happened in 1966, when a Mercedes Unimog was built, designed as a car transporter. This innovative truck featured a hydraulic loading system on the rear wheels, which allowed the platform to be lowered all the way to ground level. This made it easier to load vehicles without the need for ramps. Although its 80-horsepower diesel engine wasn't particularly powerful, it was more than sufficient for operational needs in countries like Germany and Belgium. This was one of the many examples of how the Unimog broke the barriers of what an off-road vehicle could do. The journey to the United States and the restoration of an icon. In 2001, this Unimog model was transported to the United States, and in 2008 it became a key piece in a prestigious vehicle collection. Although today it is in exceptional condition and fully operational, its restoration was not easy. It involved an investment of over $50,000, but the reward went far beyond the money. This Unimog is not only a vehicle in perfect condition, but also a testament to the evolution of automotive design over past decades. What seemed like a monumental breakthrough in the 1960s is still a coveted piece today for collectors and Unimog enthusiasts. Technological advances, improving the user experience. The Unimog has continued to evolve, adapting to technological advances to offer an even more sophisticated experience. An example of this is the Vario Pilot system, which allows the steering column and other controls to be switched from one side to the other. This adjustment, which can be done in just 30 seconds, not only improves the driver's visibility, but also increases safety and comfort for tasks such as road maintenance or precise agricultural work. This kind of innovation is just one of many that have made the Unimog a benchmark for reliability and performance in tough jobs, resilience and power facing extreme conditions. Beyond technological advances, the Unimog is also a champion of endurance. This vehicle has proven its worth in extreme conditions, taking part in forest rescues and world-renowned rallies like the Dakar Rally. But perhaps one of the most iconic moments in the Unimog's history was its ascent of the volcano. Ojos del Salado, in the Andes, at 6,100 meters above sea level, where it transported vital equipment for scientists and mountaineers. These kinds of feats not only speak to the vehicle's technical capabilities, but also to its incredible reliability in situations that few other vehicles could handle. The historic ascent of Ojos del Salado, a world record. In 2020, two Mercedes Unimog U5023 models were chosen for an even more challenging mission, transporting equipment to a camp on the Ojos del Salado volcano. Equipped with twin-turbo diesel engines producing 230 horsepower, these vehicles managed to reach 6,694 meters above sea level, setting a world record as the highest altitude wheeled vehicles in history. This achievement not only highlighted the incredible capabilities of the Unimog, but also underscored its importance as an indispensable tool for scientific expeditions in hard-to-reach places. Unimog, a legacy of adaptability and global reputation. The name Unimog comes from a German acronym that stands for Universal Motor Gerät, or Universal Motorized Device. From its inception, this vehicle was designed with versatility in mind, featuring a rigid chassis and all-wheel drive that allowed it to adapt to a variety of tasks, from agriculture to rescue operations in mountains and forests. Its original logo, which featured an ox, symbolized its purpose as an agricultural work vehicle, something that remains part of its identity, even though it has evolved greatly since those early days. Today, the Unimog is considered by many to be the best off-road truck ever made. Its reputation has transcended Germany's borders, and it is now known and used all over the world. From police forces to firefighters and forest rangers, the Unimog has served those who work in tough and dangerous conditions. And what's even more impressive, it remains true to its original philosophy, helping others, no matter the challenge or adversity. The Unimog, much more than a vehicle, an icon. What began as a simple idea by Albert Friedrich to improve German agriculture has transformed into a global icon, admired for its toughness, reliability, and adaptability. Whether transporting troops across inhospitable terrain or clearing roads in winter, the Unimog has proven that there are no limits to what it can achieve. Its legacy is measured not only by the vehicles it continues to produce, but also by the generations of people who have learned to rely on it to take on the impossible. If you enjoyed this and you're passionate about the world of trucks, you're sure to love this one. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos about these giants of the road.